Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here.
Again. Welcome to 3 a.m. in New York City.
Hey guys, I'm Sean Zubor. Welcome to another episode of Stonehouse Talks. I'm here with my good buddy here, Ryan Serhat. You might have heard of him. He's an award-winning author, one of the top agents in the US, and now more importantly, he's got a baby, so he's a daddy. Thank you for coming, man.
Absolutely.
So before I get asking the questions that everybody's asking me to ask you, I really wanted to thank you. For those of you guys that don't know, it's literally midnight here, which is 3 o'clock his time. He just stepped off a plane and he's here to share his wealth. So it's a huge thanks. I appreciate it.
Yes. I don't know if I'm going to share my wealth with people. Maybe my knowledge.
The knowledge of wealth.
But listen, everyone's super friendly here so far.
They're
just giving money out on the street, everything. Someone was like, "Can I have your baby?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's been pretty great.
Yeah, we try not to rob you here.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Cool. Okay, so the first question I have, as a fan, and obviously I've watched your vlog, I have a lot of people asking me, one of your past vlogs, which you guys need to check out anyways, for sure, you mentioned how the business in Manhattan, and the last time we met in New York, you were talking about it as well, has become really challenging. Sure. And correct me if I'm wrong, like average days on market's like 600 days plus or something there?
Yeah.
So that's definitely a shifting market. So a lot of the local realtors here in Canada, Vancouver, Toronto, etc., are noticing a very similar shift in the market. So I know you were disappointed with your results, but you still did like well over $700 million, which is insane.
Yeah.
How were you able to continue that kind of massive success, even though your market's pretty much fallen apart?
That's a good question. You know, I always try to stay 3 steps ahead as much as I can. But then there's a lot of market factors that happen kind of overnight. Right. Like even little things like, you know, Amazon, said that they were coming to New York City, and all of a sudden that's a market mover for us. Right. And we're doing transactions based on that information that we got 10 minutes ago. And then a couple months later, they say they're no longer moving forward. And all of a sudden, a lot of those transactions that we did no longer are happening, and so on and so forth. So it's like there was a lot of movement in 2018 in the marketplace that was affecting deal flow, which was unique for us. Like it hadn't been that way since kind of like 2009, where people were so turned onto the news and the media and kind of, you know, the water cooler talk and letting it affect their decisions and rationale to make home purchasers, both for use and for investment. Like it was just pretty crazy. So the way we tried to get around it as much as possible was by diversifying, which I think I talk about a lot, but by saying, you know, like what is my work? Like what is my work and what is my job? My job is to sell real estate. Right. And make commissions. Like I want to have the largest gross commission income possible. I don't care if I sell one apartment for $100 million. If I don't get paid on it, or if it never closes, then I don't really care. You know, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people, they want to sell the most beautiful things. They want to be known for selling that type of house. Right. But I literally could care less. Right. Because those types of properties are so hard to sell. Those types of sellers are so difficult. Like it's great to do, and if you can do it, then good for you. But I care most about selling and getting things sold, and getting things sold that will actually close and that will actually pay. And so I said, you know what, Manhattan's really, really tough at the moment. So let's go into kind of the depths of Brooklyn. We'll go all over Brooklyn, and we'll go to Long Island City, and we'll go to New Jersey. We already had teams set up in Los Angeles and Miami who are kind of feeling the same thing that we were feeling. And we'll do different types of deals. So let's start selling 2 families for $800,000 a piece, you know, in Crown Heights and Bed-Stuy and Bushwick. Let's start selling, you know, flip properties through Astoria. Let's start doing different types of deals. Let's focus more on taking over listings than, you know, originating listings and working with first-time sellers who need to be educated on how tough the market is and who are going to get really pissed off that they're not going to get their price. Like, we'll do everything we're always going to do, but let's also add on top of this. And so that's really what we did, which to try to you know, ease the bleeding.
Right. So you guys went after like expireds and all those different things that you didn't necessarily generally start to do in the past? Or?
You know, we went after different types of business. So like we always have gone after expireds and for sale by owners and, We've always done a large direct mail campaign, and we do a lot on social media, as you know, and we try to do everything all the time because you just sort of have to, because there's just too much competition. But at the same time, we did more through marketing, right? Like we started the vlog last year, not because I need to have a vlog, but because I think I need something else for business. And we've gotten listings from it. We've gotten buyers from it. We've sold things through the vlog. It's crazy to me, just through YouTube. It like blows my mind. And so like that's one thing that we did that was different. But then we went after different types of business. Like I had never done multifamily property in parts of Brooklyn and Long Island City before. I'd never done just like pure investment grade deals. I'd never done commercial deals to the extent that we do them now, and so it's good. And you have to, right? You have to mix it up, and so that's how we got through last year.
That's awesome. That's do you guys write that stuff down? It's something it's something that opens everybody's eyes to really see that it's not just a one pony show. You're trying to do everything to kind of accomplish it, right?
Yeah, and it really kind of, honestly, man, it frustrates me so much when because people come to me a lot. I get a lot of emails, direct messages, comments all the time. People show up at my office every day, and a lot of them are salespeople. And a lot of them will say, like, listen, I'm just not selling as much as I used to. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like to split the conversation from people who are saying I don't know how to sell or I can't get started, right? That's totally different. If you're brand new, it's a whole separate conversation. But for people saying, like, I'm not selling as much as I used to, the market's dead, the market's dead, the market's dead. Like, okay, so where do you sell and what are you trying to sell? Like, well, what I'm really known for is selling apartments on Fifth Avenue, or I'm really known for selling apartments on the waterfront in Houston, Texas. Okay, so if that market is slow and you feel it, what are you doing about it? Like, well, but that's what I'm known for. Like, okay, if that market's really slow and dead, what are you doing about it? And they're like, well, but that's what I'm known for. I don't know these other areas, and there's other people, and blah, 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 blah. And then you start rolling into these excuses, and I'm like, okay, go back to ground zero from when you first started. Right. Like when you first started, you had no excuse because you just first started. Right. And you started from the bottom up, and you were probably knocking on doors and going to networking events and meeting moms and doing the whole thing that you do when you're a brand new real estate agent. Why can't you do that now in other new areas that might actually be trading, except now you have all this experience because you're really known for selling houses right over there, and you can bring everything you know from doing it over there to over here and help all these people. Right. So you're so much further ahead from where you were when you started, and they're like, oh my God, I didn't even think of doing that. Like, it blows my mind. Like, I want to take these people and just yeah. So anyway, that's my answer to your question.
That's awesome. That's an awesome answer, and that actually kind of segues into my next question for you. So a lot of these vlogs, a lot of how-to videos, all these different things, they generally focus on brand new agents. Yeah. Welcome to the game.
This is how you do it.
Yeah. This is how you do it, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I have a lot of agents in my brokerage, a lot of agents that I deal with all the time that are established. They've been agents for 5, 10, 15 years even. They do well 20, 40, 50 ends a year. They're making 6-figure salaries. What would you tell them, because I get this question asked all the time, what would you tell them they should focus on most to get to that next level, to get to that $100 million, $200 million, $300 million in transactions? What really is that next step from being, I don't want to say the average realtor, but a good average realtor to a great realtor?
I'd say two things. You have time, and then you have marketplace, right? So first, I guess, is marketplace, which is like a lot of people want to sell a significant amount, but you also have to cross-check yourself with your actual marketplace. Like, is that actually possible? Is it possible for one person to do the type of volume that you think you want to do in your market? Because it might just not be. Right. Like it might just not be possible. And there's a lot of places where you just can't sell that much. There's just not enough volume. There's not enough people. And you're never going to have those types of transactions. So, but if you can, like if there are other agents that you see around you who are doing it, then sure, then it is possible. So then you're left with time. And the only thing we can't negotiate with is how much time we have in the day, right? It's 24 hours. But you can negotiate how you use that time and how you manipulate the time. And you do that through leverage. And so how you leverage your time to be the most valuable that it possibly can be. And we talked about this when you came and met me in my office, right? Where you work with other people to leverage where you can be. Like, I can only be in so many places at one time. Like I'm here right now in Vancouver talking to you, but like my business doesn't stop in New York City. Like people are still working. I still have a large team that's working underneath me to get our transactions and our deals done. And a lot of people feel like they can do everything on their own and they can do it all by themselves all the time. But it's important if you're trying to grow to slowly start to leverage your time. And you do that with one person. Do it with one person, the two of you, try to do 3 times the business. Okay? Once you've figured that out, bring on one other person. The 3 of you try to do 6 times the business, and then just try to operate it in multiples. If you bring on one other person, you're just doing double the business, then it doesn't make sense. That's of course you should be, because there's 2 of you. But that's really how you do it. And then that's how you slowly build a team. And you can either do it with a business partner who's like a 50-50 partner with you, or you don't have to. I don't. Or you can do it with people that want to learn underneath you, and you can train them in your way. And that way you just have a little bit more control, and that works too. Everyone's a little bit different. But that's how you go from doing 50 to 100 deals a year and taking that up to 100, 200, 300 deals a year.
Right. Cool. Well, those are the 2 main questions I wanted to ask you, man.
Sweet.
Thank you so much, and now you can go to sleep. It's awesome.
Awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited to have this man speaking tomorrow in Vancouver again. Well, actually the first time, sorry, but speaking with us tomorrow. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks.